Hello my students, especially my young learners. I'm making this video to help you revise the concept of possessive nouns before your exam, whether you are writing your school English exam or a test or taking English Olympiads or preparing for an inter-school competition on verbal ability or grammar. I also hope to help mothers as well as new teachers guide their wards and students respectively. So let's begin. Before we start understanding what possessive nouns are, let's focus a little bit on the spelling of this word. What you need to remember is that this is a word which has double S, then E, and then double S again. Remember this and you will always go right with this spelling. So let's understand what possessive nouns are. They are nouns which establish the ownership of another noun. The second noun could be an object, a person, or an emotion. You have an example right in front of you, Peter's sweater. Here Peter is the word which is taking the apostrophe S behind it, which means it is the possessive noun that is establishing its ownership of the second noun sweater, which is an object. Here Peter's as a possessive noun is claiming the ownership of the second noun sweater just with the addition of apostrophe S to the proper noun Peter. So it must be clear to you how possessive nouns are expressed. They are expressed just with the addition of an apostrophe S behind them, as in Jack's toys. There are two nouns here, Jack and toys. How do you know that Jack is the possessive noun? Because it has apostrophe S right behind it, which clearly indicates that Jack has the ownership of the toys. Similarly, we have the plural noun children with apostrophe S followed by the common noun files, which means that children's is the possessive noun here, which indicates that the files belong to the children, files of children, children have the ownership of the files. Let's understand some special rules related to possessive nouns. This information can also help my middle school learners. If a spelling, whether it's a proper noun or it's a common noun, ends with S, then we do not put apostrophe S at the end of the possessive noun. Rather, we simply put an apostrophe omitting the S. You have two examples in front of you. James' house. James is a spelling that ends with S. So rather than putting James apostrophe S house, we simply say James apostrophe house, which means the same thing as in the house belongs to James, James' house, the house of James. Similarly, you have the spelling girls, which is the plural of the common noun girl. The plural spelling girls ends with S. That is the reason when we are using it as a possessive noun, we are not saying girls apostrophe S books. Instead, we are simply saying girls apostrophe books because the spelling of girls ends with S. Let's look at another example of a special rule. In case an object belongs to two possessive nouns, then we simply put an apostrophe at the end. As in, mother belongs to the sisters Topsy and Johnsy. So Topsy and Johnsy's mother. But in the first example, if you see, we have Topsy apostrophe S and then Johnsy apostrophe S diaries. Here we are using two possessive nouns Topsy's and Johnsy's before the common noun diaries. This means that the diaries belong to Topsy and Johnsy separately. As in, there might be two diaries, as you can see in the picture. One belongs to Topsy and one belongs to Johnsy. But in the second one, there is only one mother who belongs to both of them. So, Topsy and Johnsy in the second example together are claiming the ownership of mother, and that's why there is only one apostrophe S, a final apostrophe S behind the second possessive noun. But in the first one, they are separately claiming their ownership of their own diaries, and that's why we have Topsy's and again John C's diaries. I hope you find this video helpful to learn possessive nouns. If you have any questions related to the topic, or if you want to know more on this topic, please feel free to leave your comments. And also keep coming back, subscribe to my channel to learn more topics on grammar and English language for your English exam prep with Kuheli ma'am. Thank you.